Good evening, my name is Elizabeth Ellison. By my occupation is I'm an attorney, but most importantly to me is I'm a 19-year resident of Anderson Mill. And in those 19 years, I've served in a few capacities here in this neighborhood. The first and foremost, and some of you may have heard of me through the Round Rock School District, and I'm happy to hear about the schools, that you were pleased with the schools, because I was on the school board. I was on the board for 3 years. And being on the board, one of my jobs was oversight of operations of the school district, in particular the budget. It's a $250 million budget. And I was very careful to always comb that budget to see if there was one way to reduce it, keep it in line, because what that meant is that if it was higher than it needed to be, that meant that your taxes were going to go up. So that was always something that was of concern to me, was to keep the tax rate low. And I think we did that. And one of the other things that I also was keen on was the school bond. When that passed, when the first one was introduced in 2005 and brought to the board, the vote was 6-1. I was the one who voted against the bond, going forward to you in an election. And it failed. We came back in 2006 with a much better bond and at a much lower cost and a lower tax for you. And it also included $10 million for Westwood High School. So that was another keen project for me, was to make sure that our schools were being taken care of, in particular Westwood High School, because Westwood High School is the pearl of Anderson Mill. Ask any realtor here in this neighborhood or anywhere in the city of Austin why people look at Anderson Mill. It's because of the schools, and in particular Westwood High School. I also served as the neighborhood president, Anderson Mill Neighborhood Association president, and also vice president, secretary, treasurer, receptionist, and anything else in that association. I was involved in deed restriction enforcement and the neighborhood patrol. I also started the Holiday in the Park celebration that's held every Christmas, and I'm so glad to see that it's continuing. July 4th celebrations. Expanded it from just simply being a parade to a little celebration in Harper Park. And then the mud took over, and I'm grateful for that, and really expanded it even more. But because I was involved, but because of my involvement in the neighborhood association, I know the neighborhood, I know its issues, I know its concerns, and I have always tried to get involved and do something about that, like the limited district. I'm already doing that, looking into that, bringing some facts to you that some of you are reading on my website and not particularly happy to see. But that's what I see as my role.
Your time, please.
Is to bring those facts to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Before we start with the questions, are there any that need to be turned